So, with me at this moment, joining from California, is the Punjabi rapper, songwriter, and performing artist, Rush Toor. Hey, Rush, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are things out in California?
Not too bad. We got California sunshine right now, so I can't complain.
Oh, that's great. I know that's one thing I always envy about anyone who lives out there is the weather. So beautiful all the time.
Definitely.
So, first of all, I wanted to congratulate you on your latest track, which is doing amazing. Zakam, such a fun song. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's actually I love it. It has such a good mix of like retro and modern music and it's fun. It's a fun song. Even the video was really neat.
Yeah, it has a very cool concept, and then I think the sample does wonders for it.
Definitely. So where was that video shot actually?
I honestly don't know. By the time I sent my person, I think Rishi had already like premeditated what was gonna happen, and so he just told me like I have cool visuals for this, so it's gonna be pretty cool. So I'm like, okay, cool. I was just as shocked to see what the video looked like when it dropped because I had no idea. He just told me like what was gonna happen, but I had no idea what it actually looked like until we dropped it.
Oh, that's so cool. So was this your first project with Rishi Rich?
No, I've actually worked on a few projects with him. Last year was Dust Day Through during COVID or prime COVID season, and then a couple years before that, I worked. The first time I met Rishi, I worked on an album with Dave Bawa, and it was all produced by Rishi Rich. So that was like my first encounter with Rishi.
Awesome. So what got you into the music industry? What inspired you?
It was originally it was a rap group called Bone Thugs and Harmony from Cleveland, Ohio, and they were, it, all the West Coast stuff was really starting to pop in or the East Coast stuff was starting to pop in the West Coast, and so um, they were like my first, real taste of what music and rap and hip hop were, and then I fell in love with it after that.
Awesome. So what are any future projects that you can share with us?
Um, I have me and my boy who actually lives not too far from here too, Nave. He was just featured on Garnagela's album, and
Yes.
me and him kind of have a little group called the Hita Boys. And so we have a lot of tracks in our library which we're going to be putting out, and a lot of videos that we're actually working on now. And then um, in terms of me and Rishi Rich, this definitely is not the last. So we'll be back.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it for sure.
Definitely.
I have a question for you because I love asking anyone who is in the music or entertainment industry because there's a
Yeah.
lot of young aspiring artists out there. There's so much talent around the world, even in Canada, there's so much local talent we find. So for
Yeah.
anyone who is perhaps looking to like pursue their dreams further like you have, any words of advice you could share with them?
Yeah. Never give up. If you start something, make sure you finish it. I think the most important thing is just to be yourself and, be true to yourself. Like if, like we live, in Indian society, it's like the parents are always like, you got to do school, you got to become a doctor, lawyer, whatever. But I think people are more open now, and, we shouldn't take anyone's talent for granted. So if you pursue some, doesn't have to be music, it can be anything. Just make sure you're 100%, and all your stars will align.
And did you always know from like a young age that you wanted to get involved in the entertainment industry, or did you have different passions at one point?
Not at all. I wanted to be a pharmacist and sell drugs and stuff. No, um, it was something that I was, like I was progressively more interested in as I grew older, and like my music vocabulary kind of grew listening to new artists. Now we have like it went from me listening to like Tupac and Biggie and Bone Thugs and Rakim to Drake and J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. So all the news, and music is always ever changing and evolving into new sound. So um my passion grew for it as I grew older, and then I realized I'm like, what, like yes, music is my passion, but you you need a background to sustain yourself. And so um, I did the school thing too, and then so I do music, when I can, and I love to do it now. So it's not like something that's really weighing heavy on me, like where I'm like, oh, I need a paycheck. It's more like, like, oh, I love this sound. I'm just gonna do it. If anything happens, it happens. If not, then on to the next.
And when did you have your first break in the industry?
I think I want to say it was with Harj Nagra. Um, the first time I met Harj, I mean, now we're pretty good friends. He really like he has that sound in Canada, at least on the Vancouver side.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like my first taste. And through him I met Jazzy D and Chinda and Dave, and my manager now, Man Paul Rana. And so um, yeah, Harj was like the first step into the door for me, especially like for the Indian side of stuff.
Okay, so do you do like non-Indian music as well?
Oh yeah, that's like my passion. um I've done shows out here in California, and done some in BC and in Toronto, and but yeah, like my main passion has always been, like rapping in English, and you know just trying to develop my sound that side. But I think it's always good to be well rounded. So, and I can't, forget my roots. So it helps that, I can rap in English and Punjabi as well.
Being in this industry, what would you say some of the biggest challenges you faced?
Um, I think it's probably just acceptance, like there's a lot of talent out there. And so like, everyone has to try to find their niche in the music world. And so, like it's kind of like whether like, like people won't accept you until, you're popping off. Like when you're on the up and up, it's always hard to like, fall in love with someone or understand them. But then again, it's like what could I do to change that? Drop more music, be more, consistent with it. And so I always reflect back on like what I could do better to help change other people's perspective.
Okay, now Rush, I have a question. It's a little hypothetical. So if you had an option to work with any music artist in the Punjabi industry, who would you like to collaborate with?
I want to say Juggy D. I want to say
Okay.
Juggy. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of Juggy D. It's not even that far fetched because Rish and Juggy and Jay, are pretty close. So it could possibly happen. You never know.
Oh, that's so cool. No, Juggy D is awesome. I remember in high school, like you grew up listening to like Jay Sean, Juggy D, and Rishi Rich. That was a trio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Super cool. So have you ever been out here in Canada on the west side?
Oh yeah, definitely. Dave and Harj live on the west side, so I've been there very consistent. Like I used to come so much that they would like pull me over at TSA and like start questioning me like at customs. Like, why are you here? I'm like, I'm just here to have a good time, and then instantly, boom, put me to the back. Hope, make sure I'm not like transferring drugs or anything.
That's so funny. Well, we hope to see you here soon, and possibly like it'd be great to see you perform live. I'm sure there's so many people waiting for you and like Rishi and everyone to come see us out here in Alberta. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, definitely.
And with that, is there any message, any thoughts you would like to share with all of our listeners?
Yeah, thank you so much for listening and uh, you know, just supporting the track and supporting the sound. We really appreciate it, and you know, it helps us create more. So we're definitely excited to have the listeners listen to more.
Absolutely. We've been playing that on our station since it's dropped. I've had people call in and actually ask like, hey, what was that name of that song? So it's super cool. People are loving it. I personally love it. It's such a fun song. I was listening to it when I was working out this morning too. Such a fun track,
Yeah,
honestly. Yeah.
definitely. It's very nostalgic.
It is so nostalgic. That's so true. Well, I'd like to thank you today for joining me. I hope to see you out here as well in the studios whenever you're in Alberta. That'd be super neat. And with that, folks, we are actually going to jump right into the latest track, Zakam. Hope you guys enjoy it.